Steve Pechenik, and this is Steve Talks. Hi, this is Dr. Pechenik. What I want to talk today about is the devolution of federal power to the state level and how important it is for you, the citizens, to get involved at the local level. That means at the level of your commissioners, your school boards, whatever is running at that particular point in time at the local level. Anything below the governor and including the governor, I strongly recommend you get involved. I'll give you an example. Yesterday we had a 2-hour meeting and a retreat, and it was about Republican candidates and their surrogates who came and talked about why they would be the most important choice for Central Florida. The key issue for us in North Central Florida, which is a rural area, is that our votes are usually conservative, Republican, but they compete against the greater volume of votes coming out of Orlando, Miami, and other cities. So in effect, when we choose a Republican representative, he or she has to be exceedingly good and very unusual. For example, we have 2 Republican nominees running for governor of Florida. One is Adam Putnam, a man who started at a very young age to go into Congress at 22, comes from a wealthy family in Big Ag. He gets money from Disney, Big Ag, sugar. We know all about him. He was Secretary of Agriculture. He was in Congress. He was our state representative. The simple fact is this is a man who never created his own business, never served our country. And that's an important consideration in the Republican Party. Why? In contrast, Ron DeSantis, a humble Italian family, comes to Jacksonville, and without any help or any connections, he goes to Yale. Then he goes to Harvard Law School. Then he joins the SEAL team and becomes a combat veteran as well as a JAG officer in the SEAL team and experienced combat in Iraq. To me, DeSantis is the choice for the governor of Florida. Why? Because he's a man who's created his own business, a man who's dedicated himself to our country, and the man who received by chance the support of President Trump. Now, in the Republican Party, as much as anybody in the Democratic would dislike it, Trump means a lot. When he supports a candidate, that's the candidate we want. So we want DeSantis over Adam Putnam. We want DeSantis over the Democratic Party. And it turns out I know a little bit about the Democratic Party, because the person who will be in the front runner of the Democratic Party is someone I had helped years ago named Philip Levine from Miami Beach. A nice man, a man who was a good mayor of Miami Beach, but a man who really doesn't have the extensive experience or the ability to manage a state which is not only Miami Beach and Miami City, but includes a lot of conservatives and a lot of major problems. He is a businessman, self-promoted, self-contained. I have an admiration for him, but I do not believe that in any way he can really effectively be governor, not at this point in time, but at some other point in time. In turn, we looked at another Democratic candidate who was running for the state Senate. Her name was Dr. Kaiser. She's at the University of Florida Medical School anesthesiologist. When I first met her a year ago, she was not very articulate. She didn't really know why she was running. She was what I call an inheritance baby because her father was a famous orthopedic surgeon. So in turn, she became a doctor at the University of Florida. Unfortunately, she really didn't make a mark. She didn't create anything on her own. When she wrote a paper, I found it to be completely illiterate, although this woman had gone through medical school. And I informed the Democratic Party that she was unintelligible and illiterate, although a nice person. And unfortunately, I do not think she's qualified for the state Senate. So then, in turn, you have a choice. You have other people who will run against her in the Democratic Party, or you have Republicans running against her. The key point here that I want to emphasize again, it's very easy to complain about national politics and Trump or anybody else, or Maxine Waters or Dianne Feinstein and others in the national politics. It's much harder to get involved at the local level where you have to put your time, effort, and money into supporting a candidate. As Jerry Seinfeld once said, my parents refused to go to Florida and Miami, but when they turned 60, the law said they had to go to Miami, what we consider the waiting room for God. In that way, I want to thank you all. Good luck, and God bless you. Hi, this is Dr. Steve Pachenik, and this is Steve Talks.